Hello, everybody. So, when I go to my regular coin dealer today, he had a bunch of walking liberties, a lot like this, pretty well common date ones, uh, and generally circulated. Now, I bought this one a few years ago, but he wanted $14 for him. And to me, that, you know, the price of silver went up a lot last week, but it kind of dropped back a little bit, thinking you might be able to get a little bit of a dip price, but no. Anyway, like I said, walkers like this were $14 in a card. Now he had a bag of 50 of them that were all loose, probably worn like this, and his price on that I think was $13.25 a coin. And he had a box with some that that's a nice looking walking Liberty half. I don't know why they didn't write the date on this side, but anyway, what price is it too much to buy this junk silver for? If silver is going to drop back from where it was a few weeks, last week or so, because silver was flirting around $26 and it's dropped back to the 24 and change range. But, this one was probably bought more recently. Or perhaps when somebody looked at it, they thought, well, there's a little bit more details on it, so I'll give it a little higher price. But here's another example of one that was bought a while back, generally circulated, $7. Now, if I was at a coin show and I had this stuff and I repriced it to 14, would people buy it? I went with 13, would they buy it? But then I'd buy it unless it was like 12. I don't know. Whatever it was, I went back to my coin dealer shop today for a while, and he had one or two walkers left. The rest of the carded ones were all gone. And he still had the bag because apparently, I guess somebody didn't want to drop something like $500 to buy, or more than $500 to buy 50 of these. It's it's a lot of coins, a lot to buy at one time. $8.50. This one says fine plus. So today, this might be $15 or $16 if someone's pricing it today. 7 1/4, 40s. It's in a dollar holder, but still holds it. But I mean, these didn't used to be that expensive. And recently, not that expensive. There's a few more. Now this one looks pretty good. It doesn't have much wear on it. I don't see any rim damage either. And I think you can detect some mint luster on it. Well, it may not be totally solid through the fields, because if it's mostly solid through the fields, you're starting to talk about AU instead of VF. If I was reselling this, I'd probably throw $15 or $16 on it. If more worn out ones are going to be $14. This one doesn't look real bad, just kind of dull. Details wise, it's worn slightly, but not a whole lot. All right, this one was priced a little higher, $16. They're saying it's AU. I don't know that I would say it looks. They're both the same year. Well, looking at the finer details, I think there are more details on this 42 than this one has. So this one's a little bit better shape, although not quite as bright. It's a little bit slight toning, which happens to these. All right. That one's nice looking, very fine, really. Some of these aren't struck the best either, and you don't get the detail that's supposed to be on them. Well, you can see the wear across the bird's high point down its chest and stuff. It's a nice looking one, though. It's not worn much. Now, this one they write extra fine. It's toned. Has good details left on it. But you do have to ask yourself, what price am I willing to pay for any U.S. constitutional junk price silver when it's in this kind of shape? All right, extra fine, they say. I can kind of see the mint luster, but it is toned. This one's worn quite a bit, $6.50. Ones like this, $14 at my coin. Well, wait, that's $6.60. All right, someone wrote very fine on this one. It does have a nice brightness to it. Might be dipped or something. I don't know. Now, if you do run across gold plating on one of these like this has, it is not going to make the coin any more valuable. The gold's so thin and so little of it that it really probably makes it, somebody might buy it just for the discussion factor. Now, he did have some of these loose in a bag for less than what the walkers were. And generally speaking, these, unless they're really good, there's really not much love for them. Now, higher grade ones, I do have a couple back here that are nicer than these. These are just circulated half colors. Until you get to this. This one's pretty bright. Some chatter and stuff. OLC Gadget. And some scratches, but this is a really nice looking one of these. You can really see the mint luster cartwheel on this quite well. Now, if you're buying these and you're buying them in mint state, and you want designation of full bell lines, you can see those little lines at the bottom across this Liberty Bell. Has to be there, or else it's not a full bell line. Now, some of these have little fangs on them, or what they call the Bugs Bunny. I don't really see it on this one, though. But it's still a nice looking coin. Now, flip side of that is I bought both these at a pretty similar time frame. This one's a proof. This one's just uncirculated. These are very reflective. It's a 1960 proof, which these came from the mint with no circulation. They should have they don't even really designate full bell lines on the proofs because they're all supposed to have them. And I can see the lines going all the way across the bell, like 4 above the bottom and like 3, 2, I think, on the bottom of the bell. But, proofs like this are really nice looking coins. It doesn't have much chatter on this, maybe a little scratch or two. I don't see a hint of a fang on this one. All right. Now, this one someone wrote mint state 63. I'm going to have to disagree. I don't think it would get that grade, but it was $6.60 and probably would be $13 at my coin shop today because he usually does price these a little bit lower than the walkers, usually, unless they're in exceptional condition. But yeah, what price is too much for Walking Liberty and any other half dollars or any of this junk silver stuff. Because there is a price that I'm like, I am not comfortable paying $14 for this, even though some of these are really nice. I mean, $7.75. This is a pretty exceptional looking Kennedy half in terms of no wear to speak of. I mean, it's got a couple scratches and some kind of hint of toning coming on it. But yeah, I'm not comfortable paying $14. These, though, Kennedys would probably be priced near what the Franklins are, probably $1 less than what the Walkers are. Even though there's technically usually more silver on these, because these usually did not get circulated as much. But this one's got a little toning on it. All right, this one almost looks like a proof. Doesn't say proof, but it's really shiny. I mean, you make up your own mind looking at it. It's not a proof, it's a mint state coin at least. But you can't grade these because they just made so many of them. You'd have to get like mint state 68 or something before it'd probably ever be worth doing. That one doesn't look near as good. And here's that one. It's got some scratches, although it's got quite a few scratches actually. And then, I do have a proof one in here. This one does say proof, and you can tell it's a proof. It does not look, it looks like it came out of the proof set or whatever and went right into a holder like this with some care because I don't really see fingerprint residue. That little mark there is on the plastic, not the coin. You can kind of see it. And then this one's just you can see how bright and shiny this is compared to this one. This one might be slightly toned. It does have what looks like, well, yeah, it's on the coin. Looks like a rim nicked it in the bag. Now, 40% coins, which I have some in this. I don't know what they would be priced today, given these don't get much premium. Almost never, really. These two are pretty exceptional, 65 and a 66. And then $4. This proof is starting to take a weird look on the finish. It's not from wear. I think it's environmental. That's a modern one. It's not even silver. But you get the point. That's what silver was running. Online, it's been a lot of places are asking, not this, well, this is 90%, and it's modern. These generally don't get priced any higher than what that one isn't silver. They don't get priced any higher than what a 64 would be. Same amount of silver, and they're fairly common. I see them quite often. But that is the question. When you are buying your junk silver, you go in and you see a bunch of walking liberties, and they're wanting $14 for them. Would you buy them? That's the big question. Would you pay 28 times face value on junk silver when not that long ago it wasn't? Now I'm going to refer you all to Poor Man's Gold. He sent me a sticker and a $20 bill for me to go buy something, I guess. But so far, I have not found something I want to spend it on. So I have it. Stack what you like. Poor Man's Gold. Go check out his channel. Like and subscribe if you like his content. Tell him I sent you if you're not already a subscriber. Now, When it comes to older ones like barber coins, he didn't have any of these. I bought these recently though, maybe late last year. Some of them probably this year. Some of these can have a premium compared to your JFKs. This is $17. It's an 1896 O Orleans mint, with the O being pretty solid on this. So this one is $17. It's quite a bit higher than what a lot of them are. And this one's an 1898. Says Wico, which it's almost gone. It's $12. These would probably be, I'm guessing, if my coin dealer was selling these today, these fairly common date worn ones would probably be $13 or $14, just like the Walkers. They might be 15 because these are a little bit harder to find. They did not mint near as many as these barber hats as they did the Walkers, and especially not Orleans mint. Orleans mint. There's an S mint one here. The Orleans mint stopped making U.S. coins in 1909, and that one's a bit scratched up. $11. This one, they $15. This would probably be $16, $17 if I went to my dealer today and bought it, but I already had it. This one's actually probably bought a little while longer ago. Someone wrote good 4 on that. It's a Philadelphia. Good 4 rim on the front. Starting to go away in a couple spots in the back. The 1909 Orleans, the second one I had, has a little ring damage here, but it is an Orleans mint. The O, if you don't look at it real close, you might think it's a Denver mint because they were making $half in these. But the D looks a lot different. No, if your eyesight's not so good, though, you might not be able to tell. So I do recommend getting a loop like this triplet, which has 10 power and it has 20.5 millimeter lens. Now I bought this from Daniel at Coin Help You, the Portsmouth coin shop. I bought it off his website. $6 for one of these. This is a better one than the other hoops I have. It may not be the top brand or the best, but it's not bad. You can see details on your coins quite well using it. The trick is, if you're doing videos, get it close to your camera lens and get the coin kind of close to the thing, and then you can see the details on the coin quite well. And the focus is pretty good. So I'm really pausing on buying silver right now. I am to the point where I'm like, I'm not buying it at $14 for a $half, or $7 for quarters, or $3 or so for dimes. Is really pushing it unless they're nicer looking, which in this box is all $half. I mean, dimes, in order to get some kind of premium on mercury dimes, you got to have a really nice. And let's go ahead while I'm here and why I got it handy before it gets locked away in the lockbox at the bank. Turn this box this way. And we'll give someone an excuse to see what I believe, for me anyway, is the nicest mercury dime I have. It's a fairly common date one, but you can see the mint luster on this. It's a dazzler. We'll just turn the mint luster cartwheel on it. Solid on the back too. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but that center bar band right here, you may not be able to see it on this video, but it's a full band. It goes all the way across, and that's what they mean when they designate these FB. Now the 39D is a real common year for these, so, and this does look really good, but I give pause at ever sending it in to have it graded because I don't think there's upside. The price I ended up paying for it is high enough that I don't think I'd be able to get a a good price on it. If I ever sold it. Now, of your Mercury dimes, kind of what you want to get if you don't know, 1921 Philly or Denver are both kind of low mintage years. Both of them. They were too busy making Morgan dollars and peace dollars to really concentrate on making a lot of dimes that year. Now this one's slightly damaged with scratches. This is the third most minted, of the three key date ones. The 21D and the 1916D. 1916Ds are really, really low mintage coin. You're very unlikely to find one very often. And when you do find it, even worn quite a bit, it's going to be pretty expensive. This one, it's too bad this doesn't look as good as that 39D did. We would have a coin that I would probably consider having it graded because it would be nice enough that you could probably get a good amount of money when you resold it. Where is these other dimes? Oh, there we go. Now, after those three dimes, I believe the 31S is semi-key date one. It's a little bit lower mintages than what they often are. It's an S mint. I don't know how well you will see it, but so I believe it to be a little bit of a better date. And if you give me a second, I will confirm it with my red book and find out where I put it. Where is that thing? Where did I stick the red book? Just here. Oh. A little added bonus. Friend I work with bought this paper money. It's a King George coronation type thing. It's kind of neat. I don't think it really has much value. She said she bought 100 of them. All right, we'll go over here to dimes. And we'll look at Mercury's. All right, let's pull this down. If I can get it to focus good, come on. 31S, 1.8 million. So it's not a real high mintage. I guess come on, 31D is 1.2. And this is a few years old, red book. Now 39D, let's see where it is. This says 24 million were minted. At Mint State 65, this is $32. Mint State 63, $12. So unless that coin 39D does better than Mint State 65, it's ungradable because it's too common. Oh yes, The 1916D I was just mentioning, it's the key date for the Mercuries. It's the lowest mintage of all the Mercury dimes by quite a bit, 206. And I believe I've seen one at a coin shop or show before, but not at any kind of price I ever thought I'd be able to buy it at, because that's real high. Now, since you weren't here earlier, the big question was on U.S. junk silver, what are you willing to pay for this kind of stuff? Where is it? And we'll just pull out. This was a bit more. It's a 1906 Orleans mint one. That is, for these, pretty good shape because you can kind of see the individual nodules around the rim on this, on the back and on the front. But when I went to my coin shop today or yesterday, Walking Liberty half dollars circulated. They were asking $14. And I'm like, that seems a bit high to me. Where was this exactly? Oh, I don't know where it was in the box. Oh, here. All right. This one's obviously cleaned. $12, which is probably cheaper than they would ask for it today. Wow, graded. That's pretty cool. But this one actually has a lot of detail left on it, although it's obviously been cleaned because you can just tell by the way the dirt and stuff hugs around the head. And that's not really a shadow, that's actually a line of dirt and around the stars and a bit around the rim. So it's obviously cleaned, but this would probably be $15 because he usually prices these higher than Walkers because they're just older, and it's a little harder to get them in, any kind of shape. Now, since we were showing the one dime, I'm going to go ahead and show this Standing Liberty, which this one, it's a 1930 S mint one. You can see mint luster on it. You can make out the shape, the little stars and stuff on the shield. Make out some of the high details that generally wore pretty quick on these. Face is slightly worn, a little wear on the shield, and a couple higher points on that. But all in all, yeah. Hello, Jay Parker. How are you doing today? I'm showing off a couple nicer coins, but since I don't think you were here earlier, when I went to my coin shop today, or yesterday, I keep saying today, but it was yesterday, they wanted $14 for circulated Walking Liberty half dollars in cards. Now, this wouldn't have been $14. You ever go anywhere and try to buy one that looks like this, in this kind of shape, and they're only asking $14, you're kind of getting a steal, in my opinion, because this coin was far from $14. But no matter. $14 for what I consider to be common date Walking Liberty half dollars that are worn. Since I got this box out, oh, John and Jay Parker, everybody's saying hello. I always like to show this particular coin because it's a 1907 San Francisco made this for the Philippines. It's a 1 peso coin. It's just over half ounce silver. Its ASW is 0.5144. Does have some dark toning on the back. But I love this bold design on this with the big shield and the eagle. I really like that. I did find and get another one, but it's worn more than this one is. I don't think it's the 1907S either, but it's not over here. I could probably find it quick enough, but if we want to talk about 40% silvers, but Forrest bought them all now. Yeah. Well, maybe you could have talked him into letting you get one. Sometimes when I'm at a shop and they got a bunch of coins, and sometimes one of the other guys buying it might let you pick one out of let you have one where he doesn't need all of them. This, though, is a pretty low mintage JFK coin in terms of these 40% ones. 70D, about 2 million or so were made. It's by far the lowest 40% mint. The 70S is pretty low too. 48 unpeso. I have one of those. I think I can get it real quick. Oh, wow. You got a 70D Kennedy last week for $4. Yeah, that was still in it, even if it's slightly circulated. I believe this is what you're talking about. 1948, 30 grams, 90% silver. Yeah, I've not bought very many Morgans for a while now. I've got quite a few. But yeah, this is the 1948 unpeso that John was talking about. When I bought it, it was $19 silver price at the time. Put it at $20.18 melt, so I got it for less than melt. Probably shouldn't have been able to, but I don't know if I put that in here or not. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't put it in this box. I don't know. I don't know where that one is right now. We'll just not talk about it. They're sweet. Yeah, bringing uncirculated Morgans are really nice. I kind of like to get them too, but here lately they've been going up in price just like the other stuff. But I am also going to tell you guys that here in the next week or so, I'm going to have a few longer videos going live. Yeah, 1894 an extra fine. Well, that's not probably a cheap one. Not as expensive as 93 and 95 probably, but it's a lower mintage. Gram AU Friday. You mean gold? I believe you mean gold. No, it was up there. Yeah, I believe it. But this thing is actually bigger. If you've never had one, it's bigger than a Morgan dollar. Not by a lot, but it's clearly a bigger round coin, about the same thickness, and it's 0.868 ounces of silver, 90%. But no, the videos I did, um, I responded to Addicted to Minis about British silver coins. I don't have near as many as he does though, and did a response to AG Stacker talking about is silver an investment? Well, and it is to a degree, but to another degree, it's not really an investment because unlike most investments, if you buy something that is truly an investment, you will get, it'll be a stock, mutual fund, something. And it doesn't necessarily have to, but it may pay you dividends when you buy it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I knew that too. Now I have a French, I think it's a more modern 5 franc. It's an 835 silver, I believe. Well, this one's actually 0.9027% silver in this one. It's an 1880 Mexican coin. When I bought it, melt on this much silver, which it's 0.3930, melt price on this would put it at almost $10 of silver. I got it for 9. This is the kind of silver you can usually get around here for melt or sometimes below melt, as I did with this and this. And I'm trying to figure out something. What was that third video about? Oh, the third video was talking about selling shipped coins. Not necessarily rounds like this. Yeah, well, I love Mexican silver coins, as evidenced by what I've been buying. Even the ones that are like 10% silver, I want more of them. But I'd like to get another one of these the other year. 47's a bit lower mintage than what the 48 is. Otherwise, same coin. Now, Amex, they had these listed when I bought it from my local coin dealer for $19. Amex is asking like $45, I think, for these. Now they use this design on a 1 ounce round, this same face. It's 1 ounce, 3/9 fine. But this is 30 grams, which is, quite a bit more than a Morgan dollar in weight. Yeah, I want to get a Riel too. At least one. I want one that is Spanish pillar dollar, as they say. Stuff that got circulated in all over the world, because that stuff, everybody knew what it was. They knew what its value was because they trusted it to be silver. Now, when you talk Mexican coins, these Libertads are pretty cool too. Now, 1 ounce pure, 3/9 fine, says it right on the coin. This one's from '84. It's one of the earlier years. When I bought this one, I think silver is running about $24 an ounce, and I got it for 27, which is a little premium, but pretty much a lower premium than these usually have. Oops. And this one's a more modern one. It's 2003. It had a big premium, but when I bought it, I looked online this year, 2003, the best online price I could find was $2 higher than what I ended up paying for this. So even though I did pay a big premium, it was less than the online. And I did, when you buy it at a coin shop, you don't have to wait for it to ship. You don't have to pay shipping. You don't have to do none of that. That's wonderful. You've had a couple of these, gave to you. I wish I could say the same. Now, when you wander into a coin shop and talk to the guy, and he pulls out this kind of a coin. Now, it is German from 1912. It's, I think, 2 marks, although it has a hole damage in it. I think this D represents Munich. Not worn real bad. Who doesn't love the Libertads? I mean, let's just be serious. Yeah, my original topic on this was random junk silver carded up and ready to be sold. Was running 28x, even though silver has dropped in price lately. It's kind of crazy. I mean, even 1 ounce bars and rounds like $30 lately. It's just time to take a pause, I think, of buying new stuff. Doesn't mean there won't be new videos, because I can go live looking at stuff I have for quite some time and not show the same coins. All right, this is a 1915 Cuban, 3.5 grams. What's that say? 250, 25%. It's not a lot of silver in it. It's kind of neat looking though. Public Cuba. By the way, if you're buying Cuban coins, the ones like this Cuban Star, this one's 5 grams, and if I can get the, it's 1920. The light won't. Well, it's 90%. I might have to take it out of the bag to show you. All right. Got a hold of it. Take care, Jay Parker. Have yourself a good night. I'm not going to stay on a whole lot longer either, but I am going to go ahead and show this to be 90% fine right there. 5 grams. Puts this somewhere around like a Flying Eagles. Must be a fortune. Yeah. Everyone have a good night. And yeah, this is a 90% Cuban coin from 1920. Before the revolution, I think at the time they were a U.S. protected colony or something, because we took them from the Spanish. And anyway, don't really have much else to say tonight, but the junk silver has been going up. And when they're asking 28 times face, I'm like, I'm just not comfortable paying that kind of price. It's not comfortable at all. And anything over $30 on a 1 ounce round bar is seemingly too high as well. Well, cool. Anyway, guys, I hope that you all have a good night. And we will see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.